What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means it's going to be a good old time tonight. I'm your host, Emmanuel Noisette. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Today, we've got a couple of things to talk about. We are going to go over some new updates for Superman. Apparently, I don't know if you've heard, there's a little backlash going on with the Harry Potter franchise. And then thanks to a question from one of you guys, actually, I'm going to give you all my top 10 fixes for Star Wars, the entire franchise. So we're going to go over that and some other things throughout that happened throughout the week. But first and foremost, let's see who has made it out and give a couple quick shout outs. Corey, what is going on? Good to see you. Come on, wouldn't be alive without Ms. Harper. Thank you so much for making it out. Callow, good to see you. Thank you so much. King Chad is in the building. Thank you so much. Dex of Reason, good to see you. Gothic Chick, what is up? Jesus, hello, hello. Black Prophet is here. Holding it down with the Mod Squad is Kristen Pratt. Thank you so much. Paulette, how are you? The talented one, I see you rocking. Thank you so much. Who else did I see? I see Treese is here. Good to see you. 60 plus. Hello, hello. Rachel, appreciate you coming through. We got the homie Jerm. Good to see you. Come on now. We got Tracy Ann is here. Thank you so much for making it out. Let's see. I see my homie Rhonda's here. Thank you. My man Eugene is back. Thank you for making it back. Anna Babe, good to see you. Tyra, thank you so much for making it out. My man Raymond is back. Nisi, hello, hello. Dorian, good to see you. Shark, how are you? Love to see the regulars back in the building. Theo, what is up? Good to see you. Tasha, hello, hello. Come on now, we got the homie Kiki is here. Good to see you. Gumbo, hello, hello. You always make me hungry. Always make me, because I can always go for some gumbo. Always. Mama J, thank you so much for being here. Tasha, did I say what's up to you? Okay, just in case. What's up, Tasha? Let's see who else. Soto, good to see you. My man Johnny Washington is here. Good to see you. Toll Free, hello. Mama Linda is here. Good to see you. My man Lou is here. How are you? Terry, thank you, man. Terry, you're the one that helped me out with the Star Wars thing. So that you done inspired some things. So thank you for that. We will get to that question later on. Marshall is here. Good to see you. Andrew, how you doing? And shout out to everyone that are making it out now or watching on the replay, gang. Shout out to y'all for sure. Let's see. Okay, JN, that's a whole nother topic of stuff, but thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. All right, let's get going on let's do some quick updates here. I've told y'all this before. When you be in the game for a long time, you do this movie thing, this critic thing for a long time. Sometimes you're gonna have that little critic radar just tell you some things about certain movies. And one of those movies I told y'all was The Karate Kid. I just did not get the best impression. And it seems like my critic radar was not too far off. Because, oh my God, this thing is debuting with a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that means, because some people don't know how Rotten Tomatoes works, it means out of those 42 critics that have seen it early, it's 55% of them thought that this movie was below a 6 out of 10. They thought that this was 5 out of 10 or worse. So right now, the majority are not caring for this movie. I have talked to some people that I know that I trust their opinion who have seen the movie, and they also have been like, meh. So, yikes. I don't know if this is great for Cobra Kai fans. I mean, I like the original Karate Kid, sweep the leg and all that, but it's not looking too hot. It's not looking too hot for the Karate Kid Legends movie. Maybe they should have brought Jaden back. I don't know. I hadn't planned on watching it. I still don't really think I'm gonna watch it, so I'm gonna pass on that. What else? We got Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has been making some moves right now, given the fact that he is got his Mission Impossible movie out right now, and he is marketing his butt off. But of course, there's been all this talk about like other things Tom Cruise is gonna do. One of those things was Top Gun 3. I think the director for was it Christopher McQuarrie, like he's already said that they got plans for Top Gun 3. But this was something else that they wanted to bring up, which was Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie want to bring back Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder. And he's saying we're having very serious conversations about it. Now, here's the thing. In case you did not remember, or maybe it's just been a while, Les Grossman, first of all, I didn't even know while Tropic Thunder, when I was watching, I didn't even know that was Tom Cruise. Like, I had no idea. That's how out of pocket this man was with his performance. It was great. It was hilarious. I think it was the MTV Awards or something like that. Like, he came out on stage, started dancing, doing a whole music number. It was a thing, right? But that was like almost 20-something years ago. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, bro, like, when the movie came out a while ago, and there was talk about a Les Grossman spinoff, it was kind of like, yeah, cool. Keep in mind, we were in a different era with movies. We were not tired of sequels. We were not tired of remakes and reboots at that time. So we were more open to getting spinoffs at that time. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, yo, still, and it's comedy, right? This is another factor we have to think about. Comedy 20 years ago ain't comedy today. So is a Les Grossman still going to work? Maybe. I do not doubt. Here's the thing. One thing you cannot count out is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has proven multiple times that this man can go all the way back from the 80s and bring something back to the 2020s and still make it relevant. Shout out to Top Gun. My man is like 60-something years old, and he's already doing Mission Impossible and still making it relevant. So you can't really count him out. But I am kind of questionable. I'm questioning, how are you going to make a Les Grossman work? Because I'm just saying there's almost a whole generational gap in between Tropic Thunder and this. So what do y'all think? Are y'all interested in a Les Grossman spinoff movie? Is this something that you're interested in? Will you watch it? Feel free to let me know what you think. Feel free, because I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence. I need my gamers. Death Stranding. Did y'all like that game or not? Death Stranding. This is the one that had Mads Mikkelsen, had Norman Reedus in there, and it was made by the same guy who did Metal Gear Solid. I don't remember. I think that like a lot of I don't remember the reception on Death Stranding, but I don't know if it was like something everyone loved. Like, it felt very niche, maybe. So apparently there is an anime that's going to be in the works. So if you are a fan of Death Stranding, it looks like they're going to do a anime for it. Now, I have not played the game. It didn't appeal to me, like when I saw the trailers and all that. So what I did, I just kind of went through the cinematic cut scenes and everything. You could go on YouTube and somebody already done play the game, and you could just kind of watch it like a movie. I didn't even finish it. this thing felt so complicated. It was imaginative, it was creative, but it absolutely felt like something out of this world. Like, I feel like this is this might appeal to people that like Ghost in the Shell. It might appeal to people that kind of like that futuristic type of stuff. I think an anime probably is the best format for this, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to give a lot of animes a shot. Sometimes the anime might be better than the actual game. I don't know, but from everything I've heard, it's long. There's a lot of exposition, a lot of dialogue. I don't know if this was very action heavy, so I don't know if an anime will work for it. Maybe it will, but I don't know. So if y'all have played the game, let me know. Are you interested in this being a thing, like being an anime? Is that something that will appeal to you? If it is, feel free to let me know. What else we got? We also got Comic-Con. Looks like Marvel is not going to be showing up this year in Hall H. And you know what? That makes sense, right? Because I remember the last time Marvel showed up at Hall H and it was something big that I think we cared about was for Infinity War. Like, when Marvel showed up at Infinity War, that was the first time I think I felt genuine FOMO. Like, I was really sad that I did not get an opportunity to go to Comic-Con, because I remember when we were reading some of the reports, they was like, "Oh my gosh, Thanos just threw the moon at Tony Stark." And we was just sitting here like, how he throw a moon? Where did he get the moon from? But Tony Stark this big and the moon this big. What just happened? Our minds were running. We didn't understand. It was nuts, right? So having Marvel show up at these things usually is a pretty cool opportunity to see something mind-blowing, in the upcoming Avengers movies. But as I talked about last time, the Avengers movies are getting delayed. Big surprise, right? So Doomsday is now actually going to be pushed to December of 2026, which I believe is right on the same day as Dune Part 3. So again, one of them are going to have to move. Somebody going to have to move, and I think their name rhymes with prune. Okay? Like, one of y'all going to have to move real soon, and I'm talking about you, Dune. Okay? Cuz like, that ain't no way. WB is going to want to compete with Marvel like that. So anyway, they're not going to be there. So I think that means that we are not going to hear or see any big leaks, trailers, footage, or whatever. It'll be all right though. I think we'll be just fine. Next up, speaking of old school comedy, I guess this is old school now, isn't it? Oh, geez, now I feel dated. Meet the Parents. Now, in case you did not know, Meet the Parents. This is when Ben Stiller was on a tear. Ben Stiller with Something About Mary, Meet the Parents, Tropic Thunder. Ben Stiller was killing the comedy game. And of course, he made some other sequels, Meet the Fockers, or Meet the Parents Part 2, Meet the Fockers, all of that. All of them hilarious. All of them hilarious. But they're also doing a Meet the Parents Part 4. And now, in addition to that, Ariana Grande is also going to be cast in Meet the Parents Part 4. And the main cast is all going to be showing up. At this point, I trust Ben Stiller. I trust him. I mean, the guy, it's rare for him to fail, in my opinion. Like, his movies just work. They just work. and I feel like he's a smart enough comedian or comedic writer, director, where he can adapt with the times. I mean, he's cooking with Severance. I mean, even though that's not a comedy per se, but I think he will do a good job with this. And I like Ariana Grande for this. I like the fact that she actually has a little bit of comedic background as well. I forget she was on some TV show on Nickelodeon. Me and my daughter used to watch what was it? Dang it, I forget the name of it. I didn't watch it a lot. My daughter watched it way more than I did. But I remember she was doing comedy on Nickelodeon. And in Wicked, she was actually kind of funny. I thought she was actually kind of funny in Wicked. So to put her in Meet the Parents 4, I think that's actually a good idea. Victorious. I was going to say Valkyrie. It was Victorious. Thank you. That's the show she was in. See, I know y'all younger folks gonna know that. That wasn't my show like that. But yes, I think this is a good fit. Y'all let me know. Are you looking forward to Ariana Grande being in Meet the Parents? Do you even care that they're doing a Meet the Parents Part 4? Whatever you think, feel free to let me know. And we also have one last update, and that is about the Batman spinoff, but not just one, but it seems like multiple. It says here that the Penguin showrunner, Lauren LaFranc, says that the other Batman spinoffs, plural, are in early stages of development. So they already, listen, they did some amazing work with the Penguin. That was great. And I remember we were having the conversation, or there was a conversation raised about should they do the Penguin season 2. I do remember that I gave you guys my idea of what they should do. I need to find that clip, and I need to make a new clip for that. Actually, I need to pull that old replay up. But I was saying that I don't think that they should do a season 2 for Penguin, and instead they should focus on more of Batman's rogue gallery. And I was saying the best one you should go do is Harvey Dent. If you could go do Harvey Dent, that'll be it. I'm gonna go find that clip and post it because I forgot my ideas for it. But I know I spit something out there that I liked. I know I said something, but it does seem like they're doing multiple spinoffs rather than just maybe one or two. So, listen, at this point, you've earned my trust. You did something great. I'm interested in seeing what else you have up your sleeve. So let's see. Let's see what happens. But you guys let me know. Are you interested in more spinoffs from, now keep in mind, this is not DCU. This is the Elseworlds. Are you interested in more spinoffs from this universe? Or are you like, man, they should just stop it at the Penguin and move on? Whatever you think, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Oh wait, I got comments. Hold on. Let me grab them. Let's see. Karate Kid, it needed Ms. Taraji and Jaden Smith. Probably. I mean, again, I haven't seen it. Maybe they do show up. I don't think they do, but probably would have been a good idea. Maybe, Oof. Larry, I'm going to save that for the end. I'm going to save that for the end because I was deliberating and wondering if I should talk about it. But I know I got some scary heads in here, so I don't. Not yet. But Larry, I'm going to come back to you. Speaking of some scary heads, we have a quick Sinners update. So, of course, Ryan Coogler's movie Sinners has been making some moves out there. It's been earning, I think it's way past $300 million. It's done its job. And I think becoming an instant cult classic. It is already made its mark in the horror genre. And, people are still talking about it. People are making skits about it. People are making jokes about it. This is how you impact culture, right? So, for those of you that can't get enough and want some more, Ryan Coogler's Sinners will release on digital on June 3rd. So, that's just a couple days from now. And the film will release on 4K Blu-ray on July 8th. So, for those of you that want to watch Sinners and invite them into your home, see what I did there? Yeah, yeah. You will get that in just this week or a month from now on Blu-ray and DVD. Now, I bring this up because I saw that there were some rumors. I saw that there were some rumors going around. People were asking me, like, E-Man, is this true? E-Man, what do you think? And it was all about Sinners. And it's kind of the number one question a lot of people had. Will there be more? Will there be a sequel to Sinners? Yes or no? Now, here's the thing. Ryan Coogler specifically has already said that he is not doing a sequel. He has no interest in doing a sequel. That does not stop the internet from interneting. Okay? So it says here, according to quote unquote reliable scooper, My Time to Shine. I wouldn't put that as reliable, but who simply says Sinners 2 is happening, right? So they there's a link here to the tweet, and it's gone. It's gone. Now, why is it gone? Is it gone because the leak was not true? Is it gone because they spoke out too early and WB told them to take it down? Nobody know. I don't know. I just know that whatever they try to quote, it ain't there no more. Now, for those people that still want a little bit more evidence, you have another source that says, according to a new listing in Production Weekly, it shows Sinners 2 is now in development with Ryan Coogler expected to return as director. Now, in case you did not know, Production Weekly, it basically just shows you all these movies and things and projects in the Hollywood space or whatever, so you can kind of figure out, hey, what's happening, what's coming out, right? And if you see here, it is. Sinners 2 is listed right there. So, what's the deal with all this? Is Sinners 2 actually going to happen? Now, here's the thing. I don't know. But I can tell you what we do know. When the WB execs were talking, and we reported on this, they were talking about the success of Ryan Coogler, and remember his crazy deal, or whatever. The same the same executives that agreed to that deal, they said, oh, by the way, we will be working with Coogler again. We will. He will come back and he will come and work with us. So they didn't say what he was going to come back for, but they did say he will be coming back to WB. Now, it only makes sense that if and when he does come back, Sinners 2 would be the next thing up. Now, again, he said that he didn't want to do a sequel. This movie was a real emotional film for him because it was all about, basically a tribute to his uncle that passed away. So in his mind, based off of his interviews, this did not have sequel potential. Now, I think for us audience members, I mean, even for myself, when I was talking to him, I was like, bro, you have a franchise on your hands, right? You could, who has not been asking the question, where did Reddit come from? Or Rennick, where did he come from, right? You could have shown that. I still got questions of the first, of the indigenous Native American vampire hunters. I want to see more of them. Like, have they been hunting other vampires too? I want to see their story. So you could absolutely do a prequel, which can serve as a sequel. You can do a sequel following Michael B. Jordan's character, spoiler alert. You could see what happens with him. moving forward. So there is room for them to do more if they want to. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now, here's the thing, though. And this is where this is what I think realistically might happen if I had to guess. One of two things. One, Coogler really won't want to come back. He might really not want to come back to direct. He might come back similar to James Wan in the Conjuring franchise and executive produce. I could see something like that happening. And if they do that, I think that will be a major mistake. So he might come back to produce. Keep in mind, he still has to do X-Files. So he's going to do the X-Files TV show now, I believe. And then he has to go back to Marvel to do Black Panther 3. And then he'll come back to WB. So it's going to be a while, right? You probably won't see a Sinners 2 until, I don't know, 2029, maybe 2030. So that's 5 years from now, if that. So, but my concern is that, one, if he's not directing, I don't like, or if he is directing, I don't like it when studios force or compel a director to come back and do a movie because it was successful, right? Because I think you got lucky with John Krasinski in A Quiet Place. I think you got lucky. The first one was still the best one. Second one, it was good. Not as good as the first, but it was good. Everything after that, kind of shaky. I don't the Joker, right? Joker, first one, I personally thought really good. Second one, because it made $1 billion from WB, by the way, terrible. The Conjuring 1 and 2, directed by James Wan, great horror movies by WB, by the way. What happened with the rest of the Conjurings? Trash. All of them, trash. Just they've never gotten any better. They've all gotten worse. So just because a movie is successful, and this is again a track record apparently with WB, when the movies are successful, that does not mean that they need to have a sequel, but sometimes they will force a sequel and it does not pay off. So to me, if you're going to do another sequel to Sinners, Ryan Coogler better be in the director's chair and he better feel inspired to do it. If he's not, don't do it. Because if you sit here and try and just play off of the narrative, play off of the name, and put some other director in there, good luck. Good luck. So anyway, what do y'all think about the idea of a Sinners sequel or prequel? Is this something you would like to see? And, do you want Ryan Coogler back? Maybe you want someone else. Maybe you want someone else in there. I mean, what if they got Jordan Peele to do it, right? Would that change your mind? Maybe, I don't know. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comments down below. All right. So every now and again, I think we need to get serious. And I really want us to stop playing around. I want us to stop playing. Everything is not a joke. Sometimes life can really get serious. When it comes to movies, a lot of times they can impact you in crazy ways that are not always entertaining. And I've made my feelings very clear on this, especially this movie, this franchise, that I don't want to play these games no more. Final Destination is a problem. And there's a story, in case you have not heard of it, that is art imitating real life. It says here, at a 9 p.m. screening of the latest Final Destination movie, this is in Argentina, a young woman who was in the theater with her 11-year-old daughter and a friend, was hit by debris after a part of the roof came down. Jesus. She says here there was a really loud noise. At first, we thought it was a part of the movie because we were so absorbed. But then a huge piece fell on me. Social media videos showed debris from the collapsed ceiling scattered on the floor of the movie theater. The debris hit the woman's shoulder, back, knees, ankle, and narrowly avoided her head as she was leaning slightly over the armrest. She says here, I am undergoing psychiatric treatment and I'm on medication. Oh, Jesus. I have a hard time being in crowded places. I had not been to the movies in years. I went because it was my birthday, and look what happened to me. Lord Jesus, why? What? No. Oh. Stop playing these games. Stop. This is what I was talking about. I don't want to play this game no more. This lady was minding her own business. How you gonna be watching the Final Destination movie? You see the character talking about don't step outside, don't go wandering outside, because if you go outside, death is gonna come and get you. And then look at that, death is on your left. Death is on your left with a whole piece of debris from the ceiling. What? And your kid was there? And this movie is called Final Destination Bloodlines? So y'all know what's going to happen now. She better watch her daughter. She better watch her kid, because you know if you skip the line, oh, please don't let the kids, protect the kids. Oh, my God. This woman is on psychiatric treatment. Psychiatric. She didn't say, oh, you know, they gave me some pain pills. She's in treatment for the psychology, the psychics, the mentals. Stop playing. Stop playing these games. Stop. Listen, if this was marketing, somebody getting smacked. Somebody is getting smacked if this was marketing. This better not be marketing. Actually, I kind of hope it is marketing, because if it's true, I'm not going to a theater ever again. Whoo! So you guys let me know, what do you think about this whole, oh wait, hold on. I think there was a picture of it. Let me see if I can get the picture up. Yes. Oof. Some of the just this. What is going on? Out that whole theater, the whole theater, your seat got some of that. Ooh, no, couldn't be me. First of all, I want a refund. Second of all, I want a popcorn bucket. Third of all, I'm never coming back. Never. So, y'all let me know. How do you feel about this Final Destination story? Is this a little bit too much of art imitating life? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. Nah, I'm immediately leaving. Like right then and there. Let's see. Oh man, hold on. We got, man, thank you so much. Marshall, appreciate you so much for the $5 Cash App. Thank you for that. I'm gonna send some love right back to you. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you supporting the channel like that. All right, let's go on. We have got a Constantine 2 kind of sort of update. Y'all already know I've been a huge advocate for Constantine with Keanu Reeves. That is one of my favorite movies. It is just a cult classic, but I absolutely love it, and I've been waiting for a long time for Constantine 2 to happen. We've talked about how there was potentially a script that, or at least an idea. They at least have an idea that they like, between the director, Keanu Reeves, etc. But it seems like we actually have a little bit more of an update here. And this is from, oh gosh, what's his name? Uh, Peter Stormare, who played Lucifer. He played Lucifer in the all white suit in Constantine, and he was just referring to, some thoughts about the sequel, potential sequel. And here's what he had to say in this interview. He said it's a lot of back and forth because I think Keanu, which I know pretty good, is not happy with the scripts and usually what comes out of the studios, because the first Constantine movie wasn't that successful in the beginning. It became a sleeper, it became a cult movie, and now is one of the biggest cult movies ever. But to do a sequel, the studios want to have, cars flying in the air. They want to have people doing flips and fighting and action scenes. See, this is Hollywood trying to just do too much. They doing too much. It sounds like, based off of what he's saying, it sounds like whoever's at the studio, they want to go the Fast and Furious route. Sure, first movie, second movie, it's all about the racing, it's all about the cars. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, 10 movie, we got to go travel in the time and be in space and flip cars, and everyone's got to be an Avenger. Like, y'all doing too much. Like, so if that's true, I don't like it. It's stupid. There's no need to do all of that. Not with Constantine anyway. So he goes on to say here, and I think Keanu says, I've done John Wick. This movie is spiritual. It's about demons and regular people, and I want to keep it that way. And we talked about that. I want to do God coming down exactly the same way Lucifer did, but in a black suit, looking more and less like Lucifer from the first one. I'm 12 years older, so it's going to be hard to completely imitate the first movie. But I think from Keanu, he wants to do a sequel that is very close to the first one. I love that idea. I love that idea. Like, I love, first of all, that Keanu understands the assignment. Constantine was not a great movie because of all the spectacle. It was a great movie because it felt personal. It felt, confined. It was about him. It was about this girl. It was about heaven, hell. That's all you needed. That's all you needed, right? It does not have to be some crazy event with special effects and all this. You didn't need all that, right? Now, my favorite part obviously was him going into hell, with the cat and all that stuff. I thought that was amazing. Love that scene. But yeah, you do not need this to be some spectacle event. I know that's where the money resides, but that's not what made this movie successful. And man, just that idea of, because that was, by the way, one of the best parts in the movie too, when Lucifer came down in the all white suit. And it was like, oh, y'all know I love, I do my religious studies and all that. So for me, I was like, I like that, right? You're not having this dude come in and be all mean and nasty looking. No, that's not how Lucifer has been depicted, at least not from the source material. Lucifer was, beautiful, shiny, bright, prideful, all of that. And Peter, by the way, did an amazing job portraying it. So I like that idea that he would come in all white and God would come in like all black. I like that. See, this is, man, they need to go ahead with this. I like that. Do you have anything else to say? Yes. He says, so it turns into an action movie and not like going deeper and deeper into the characters. I think he wants to do his character again, Constantine, as grounded as it was in the first one. It took a long time for you to become a cult movie. It really worked, and it will work on the audience again. You don't have to add a lot of action and shootouts. You don't have to turn this into a big Marvel. Totally agree. He says, now, by the way, this is all just hearsay from Keanu, and it's trying to be very secretive. As we say, both me and him Just do the first movie again and add some other elements, and you have a sequel. Totally on point. He understands. He understands. I like it. This was right on point, and I hope that that is the course that they go with this. I hope that they keep it grounded. I hope that they just borrow. You want to make a sequel actually feel like a sequel and not just some other random, exploitation of the sequel, right? So yes, pick up where you left off, keep the same gritty everything, just keep that same energy and just add a little bit extra without doing too much, and I think you got a hit. But y'all let me know, do y'all agree with Peter and Keanu with how they should approach the Constantine, or do you think that they should raise it up a notch? Should they turn up the levels? Now, to be fair, John Wick started off very small, very isolated, right? John Wick 2 expanded. John Wick 3, John Wick 4, they expanded. They got way bigger. So it's not like Keanu has not done something like that before, taking something small and grounded and expanding it along the way. Do you think that maybe they should do the same with Constantine too? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right. Eyes of Wakanda. This is the new Disney Plus series that will be coming out some point. I don't know exactly the date. But it looks like here that we have a little bit of a sneak preview of some of the images, and also an interview from the showrunner, Todd Harris, I believe his name is, and he had some things to say to kind of give us an idea of what we can expect for Eyes of Wakanda. He says here the story starts off during the end of the Western Bronze Age, and that spark sets off the giant spy espionage story that reverberates through time. You get Wakanda grade James Bond and sometimes a Jane Bond with the backdrop of all the awesomeness that is Wakanda. Goes on to say here that the story involves the Hatut Zarazi, which translates as dogs of war in the Wakandan language. These are CIA-esque defense divisions. They attempt to recover vibranium artifacts from Wakandan enemies or Wakanda's enemies. Let's see. You got a couple images here. I'm not such a big fan of the art style. Like this feels like it would look better in a children's book, but as animation, I don't know. They go on to say that this is like anthology adjacent. It's a collection of short stories set at different time periods that all tell one continuous narrative. The show will be less about the great ancestor of some Wakandan character. Why does that feel like a shot against T'Challa? Like, okay. Even though there is some of that and more about principles. We have characters that are very important to the show, but it also examines what kind of person Wakanda makes. Listen, so far, it's hard for me to get on board with what you're talking about, because I'm just trying to think of all of these descriptions that are being mentioned for this show and to apply that to something else. Like, let's just say that we're not even talking about Black Panther. We're not talking about, Wakanda. Instead, we're talking about Krypton. Does any of this sound like something that would be interesting? Matter of fact, they had a Krypton show. Didn't it get canceled? The show had nothing to do with some Kryptonian character, and it had to do all about the past, right? And it was all the conspiracy theories and all this stuff. They tried to do this already with Krypton. How did that work out? And who said that we was going to be like, give us that Wakandan past? I mean, like, who's asking for this? And I'm saying that as a Black Panther fan, as a fan of the franchise and the character. I'm not checking for this. Will I watch it to give a shot? Absolutely. But is this sounding compelling? Not really. Not really. Y'all probably, maybe would have actually had a little bit more of my attention if you had said, hey, we're doing an anthology series on the past Black Panthers. Now, again, I still would have my criticism of nobody's really checking for mantles like that, but that, in my opinion, would be far better than what I'm hearing right now that this show is based off of. Hey, we're not even going to give you the Black Panthers. We're going to give you the CIA agents, the dogs of war. We're not even giving you, if T'Challa is the A-level franchise character, and other Black Panthers are like the B-level characters, much respect to T'Chaka and all of them, you're giving us the C team. You're giving us the JV team. My concern with this is that if, I'm not predicting that, but if this fails, then all of a sudden you are already working against the myth that Black don't sell. So when you go and reach in your back pocket for the bottom of the barrel characters with Black characters that are already in desperate need of a good enough push, it feels like a setup for failure. I'm still gonna watch, but yikes. I'm just saying, y'all not inspiring a whole lot with this. Oh, by the way, at the Disney 23 Expo, Iron Fist, they said that Iron Fist might show up. A version of Iron Fist. Whatever. They also say there's a couple of surprises because part of the opportunity here is to sprinkle little pieces of history and go, I didn't know that happened. How about I didn't know I even wanted this? Or how about I didn't care? Like, what questions were even drawn by fans about the past of Wakanda? What in the two movies, what have you created that would make people be like, yo, they really need to go back and explain this? It's just like with Sinners, right? We had certain things that happened in Sinners where it was like, oh, no. We need to know what happened with this guy. Where did he come from? What did these people do? What's going on? Like, we got questions. I have no questions about the past of Wakanda in the MCU. Now, maybe if it hints at the future or something, maybe, but right now, Marvel has not done enough of a job to spark that interest for me to want to know more and feel excited for this franchise, for this series. So, you guys let me know. How are you feeling about Eyes of Wakanda? Is this something that you would like to see? Let's, just in case y'all want a little bit more of a sneak preview, that this is the imagery. Okay, we got this imagery here going. They're on a boat. I guess whatever. Let me know. How are you feeling? What do you think? Will you be watching? However you feel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. It's Sheen. What you got? Again, if T'Challa ain't in it, he doesn't care. I understand. I mean, like, I remember. I should also mention this. Did y'all try this with Gotham? If the more popular white character shows did not have success, why would you do this with Wakanda? Why would you do this with a predominantly black, which is even more niche? This is why I'm bringing it up. It's even more niche. Why would you try this formula that has not proven to be that successful with this? Gotham, Krypton did not work. At some point, we need to just realize it's about the characters and not the mantles. It's about the characters and not the locations. People don't care about those things. You had a whole Matrix movie. Didn't nobody care about no one else except for Neo. You had a whole world that was, engulfed and all that. You cared about the one. World building is not a good sustainable model to keep people going. I don't know when they're gonna get this. I don't know when. Ty, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Jarrell, Andor. That's it. That's the super chat. Okay. All right. Yep. Taken. Point well taken. I will say this. I was about to watch Andor. Put that on everything. I right there. However, and y'all can blame them for this. Netflix hit me up and was like, don't you want to look at this Sandman season 2? I was like, Andor, Sandman. Listen, that Sandman got me. That's it. Now, I am not allowed to give my review for it. I think I am able to. I can give a social reaction. So I would just say this real quick. If you like, okay, no, I can't. I got to be careful. I'm enjoying it so far. I wish there was more because I think it was only like 7 episodes or something. I haven't finished it all, but I don't like the fact that it's so short. But for what they do, Sandman is cooking. I like it. The visuals are impeccable. The acting is on point. I am really enjoying it so far. So, but yeah, guys, sorry. Andor just stuff be coming up. I don't know. I'm trying. Listen, I'm gonna try. Okay, you see the shot. I'm gonna try. Just it's not there yet. Sorry. All right. Thank you so much, Jarrell. I appreciate you. Okay. Let's do. Where is that? All right, let's do a couple MCU updates and rumors. We have we didn't I mean, I haven't heard a lot, but apparently Vision Quest or Vision, whatever we don't even know what it's called. We don't even know what it's called. But the Vision Disney Plus series is moving forward, and apparently we have some evidence of this because Tania Miller has just been cast in this. And she, if you did not know, she was in the Fall of the House of Usher. And it says here she is believed to be playing one of the leads opposite of Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, who plays Vision here. And it says here that the new series is thought to be set after the events of WandaVision, and it'll follow Vision as he tries to regain his memory and humanity. Miller is said to be playing the cunning and powerful Jocasta, who is driven by revenge. In the comics, Jocasta is a robot Ultron builds to be his bride, who eventually sides with the Avengers. So it sounds like that she will definitely be in there. She will probably be, and I mean, let's be honest, like even at the end of Age of Ultron, the moment this robot AI hit the internet, it was a wrap. You were never getting rid of him. Like that was it. If you watch Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, this would have been equivalent to if the entity were released and running wild, right? Like this is the same thing. So I think that there is definitely grounds for a Jocasta character coming around, being one of the vessels or creations of Ultron, in the past, and Vision just so happens will have to encounter her. And of course, this does sound a little predictable that she's probably going to start off as the villain and then she'll end up being good, and maybe they both end up hating Ultron and blah 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 blah. So anyway, I wonder if they do some sort of love angle with this, because I want those Vision memes to come back. Y'all remember when they had Vision with like the earrings and the gold chain and the silky waves and stuff? Like those memes were hilarious. I would love for that to come back. And because if Vision's trying to get his groove back, Vashon, thank you. Vashon has to make a comeback. He has to come back. Now that there's a black robot out there and Wanda gone. Wanda's gone now. Vashon has got to get his groove back. Come on. Come on, Vashon. I need that. I need to see this. I need to see this. Moving on, we also have another rumor, and this is going to be for Spider-Man Brand New Day. We have apparently the Hulk. The Hulk is coming back, kind of, sort of. It says here, according to this outlet, Nexus Point News, they can exclusively report that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his role as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day. They also can confirm Bruce Banner's appearance will be much larger than a cameo, and Ruffalo will have a substantial role in the film. Don't forget, last time we saw him, he had his son Scar out there, but apparently he could also go back and forth between Professor Hulk and Bruce Banner. So it's highly unlikely that we're going to see the real Hulk here. More than likely, this will be Banner might actually be more of the mentor role for for Peter at this point. But what's interesting is in the comic books, Hulk, not Banner, it was Hulk. He actually remembered Spider-Man. So while everybody else forgot, everyone forgot his identity, everybody forgot, it was Hulk that still remembered Spider-Man. Now, I don't know what kind of stuff they're going to do here with this or not, but we'll see. But anyway, I think that this makes a little bit of sense, especially if Spider-Man is going to come out, what I think they said, July 2026. So that's coming out before Doomsday. So it's possible that they're going to rework some things and have Banner in there, so that way it'll make sense for him to be set up later in Avengers Doomsday. But it doesn't surprise me. Now, the only thing I'm a little iffy about is I don't know, and y'all can tell me how you feel about it. I don't like the idea of Peter Parker constantly having like a mentor. He has to have a Norman Reed, or Norman Osborn. He has to have a Tony Stark. He has to have Dr. Octavius. He has to have now Bruce Banner. Like I'm just saying it'd be kind of nice to just see Peter just trying to live his life, right? And it's the same thing where like I'm not a fan of every Spider-Man movie has to have 3-4 villains in it. Like, are we not tired about that yet? Because I mean, there was rumors that who are they gonna have? That they were gonna have Scorpion in it, there was gonna have Tombstone in it, and I'm just like, why does he have to have all of these villains? Why can't y'all just focus on one primary villain? This is where Venom and Spider-Man would absolutely be amazing, and just have that one villain just terrorize his life, but anyway. So it looks like they're still going to give him some hand holding. We also have another rumor. Now, this is from My Time to Shine, so please take it with a huge grain of salt. But Bryan Cranston supposedly will be coming in, or he's being eyed to play Professor X, aka Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, in the upcoming X-Men movie. So, or in the MCU. Now, this could mean a couple of different things. One, we are going into Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. This may not be the Professor X. This could be a Professor X. So is he going to be there forever? We don't know. Maybe, if you looked at my last theory, my Doomsday theory, I had talked about how we could see a reintroduction of the Illuminati. So maybe Bryan Cranston comes in as Professor X in the new Illuminati. Maybe we get that. So if that happens, sure. But it is something where I'm kind of like, at this point, y'all can do what y'all want to do, but I don't know what's going to stick. I don't know what's going to stick. But if they do get him as Professor X, cool. I mean, Bryan Cranston's an amazing actor. So I'm sold. I'm fine with it. I'm not too trustworthy on this source, but if that's what they want to do, cool. Last but not least, we do have a message from Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth. As you know, he's actively shooting Avengers Doomsday right now. And out of nowhere, just unprompted, did nobody ask him nothing. This man had this to say on his Instagram, I believe. Says he released a statement thanking fans for supporting him as Thor. He said, playing Thor has been one of the greatest honors of my life. For the last 15 years, I've held Mjolnir and the Stormbreaker as the god of thunder, but what made it truly special was sharing it with all of you. Your passion, your cheers, your love for this character have meant everything to me. Thank you for making my journey throughout the MCU unforgettable. Next up, Doomsday. Sir, shut up. Shut up. Didn't nobody ask you for it? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is not, you think you Kobe Bryant and you going on a farewell tour? Like, relax. Okay? You're not going nowhere. As long as you can stay in shape, and as long as this is just Doomsday, you're fine. Here's the thing. You might die. A lot of people gonna die. And this is the problem I have with the multiverse in general. It does take a lot of the sting away from a lot. I mean, you're going to have variants running around all over the place. Maybe, if we're lucky, this Thor will die. And if he does die, I'm not going to be mad. Not going to be mad at all. Because you can get rid of these versions of the characters. And when, Secret Wars comes around, and maybe after Secret Wars, you can finally reboot these characters the way that they need to be. And let's be very honest about this. Thor has been failing up his entire career. and I'm talking about Thor the character. I'm not talking about Chris Hemsworth. Thor in the MCU has been failing up. Thor 1, not the greatest, but at the same time, we didn't have the highest expectations, so not a big deal. Thor 2, trash. Thor 3 definitely came back with a vengeance. Definitely did. Great movie. Easily some people could put it top 5, right? Thor 3, great. Thor 4? Thor 4 should have gotten y'all canceled the way Eternals got canceled. That's what Thor 4 should have done. But Thor is going to be in Doomsday. He's probably also going to be in Secret Wars. And Thor 5 is probably still going to be a thing as well. So, sir, take your love letter. Thank you. Get out of here. I don't want to see this. I already know you're going to die. I know you're going to be crying because Deadpool is going to be talking to you. You are failure proof. You're not going nowhere. I don't care. I will not shed a single tear if Thor dies. Not one. Not one. So anyway, this is all just diversionary. I don't care about it. But y'all let me know. What do you think about these MCU updates? How do you feel about Jocasta? How do you feel about Hulk coming in, or Banner coming in to help Spidey? How do you feel about Thor saying goodbye? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Boom, 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 boom. Tracy, here you go. Andor season 2 was cinema. Pull it together, Eman. Yeah. I heard you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, wait, what happened here? Rest in peace. Thank you, Larry. Rest in peace, Peter David, co-creator of Spider-Man 2099. Professor Hulk, Joe Fixit, didn't get more money from his characters. Those characters being in film, and got dropped from Medicaid, couldn't pay his medical bills. Oh man, that sucks. Rest in peace. Oh man. I do know that is unfortunately a common issue that happens in the comic industry and now the Marvel industry. I mean, like, or in the, in the movie industry, where comic creators, when they create these characters, it's almost like they're hired for just that job. We are hiring you to create a character for us, and we will make and do whatever we want with that character. Yes, we'll pay you, I don't know, $5,000. I don't know, however much they get paid, but you are only paid to create that character, and that's it. You are lucky if you get offered even anything extra after that. Now, I think Rob Liefeld might be one of the few exceptions, especially when it comes to Deadpool, because I don't think he sold his share of the rights or something like that. So Deadpool, I want to say he still gets a little kickback. Don't quote me on that, but I know he's kind of like the exception to the rule. Man, if only comic creators could just do that, factor that into your thing. And man, if I create something and it goes off and makes billions of dollars, I need a slice. You ain't got to give me a big old slice. Just give me a piece of that pie, just a small crumb, something. Because that is messed up. That is messed up to sit here, create something, you see it make billions of dollars down the road, and you out there struggling with health issues and you can't even get a break. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Nelson, thank you so much. Too expensive to keep the original Avengers. Yeah. No, I mean, we talked about how the Russo brothers have baseball cards of the Marvel characters, and they know who's making too much money. They know whose contract is about to be up. They know when they can get rid of some of these people. So, it is what it is. All right, we're gonna move on to DC. I don't know how many of you guys have watched, but I actually enjoyed Peacemaker. I don't think we covered it, but it was definitely something that, I had low expectations for Peacemaker. I had no idea, didn't even know about the character, but I was a fan of John Cena. I was a fan of James Gunn. So I said, all right, whatever. And I liked it. It wasn't great, but I liked it. So, of course, season 2 is coming out for the DCU. And James Gunn has been on his little press tour. And he had a couple of things to say about season 2 and what we can expect. He says here in this interview, we see a lot of different characters from Superman in season 2. And that includes Isabella and Nathan and Sean. So those are the Hawk Girl. Who is Sean? I don't remember Sean. I know Nathan is playing the Green Lantern. Maybe he's Mesmero or something like that, or Metallo. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, Metamorpho. I think he's Metamorpho. And then we see. Oh no, that's Sean Gunn. What is Sean Gunn's character play? I forget. Anyway, then he says, and then we see a bunch of other characters later on in the season from other parts of the DCU and from Superman. There might even be one really, really, really big cameo near the end of the show. So, in case you were not watching season 1 of Peacemaker, they did do a big cameo like that where they had the Justice League show up. Now, they didn't show all of them. They only showed the silhouettes of some of the Justice League. And, it was like a gag. It was all a joke. And then I want to say it was Aquaman and the Flash, right? They actually showed up. So my guess is that when he says really, really big, 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 whatever, you're probably going to see, my guess would be you're going to see Lobo. I think you're going to see Jason Momoa because he thirsty. He want to get out there real fast. So my money is that Lobo is going to show up at the end of Peacemaker season 2. He could put Superman in there because if you think about it, this is kind of what James Gunn structured the whole DCU to be. He wanted the DCU to be interchangeable, and I think that's why you don't have super brand name, household name actors playing these roles, because they need to be flexible enough where they can go from movies to TV to animation and vice versa. So my money is on Lobo just because he's already a comedic character. It makes sense, but we'll see. Let's see. Then it says here, for season 2, he says, we come into season 2 with Peacemaker knowing that he saved the world from the butterflies. He thinks he's a big star now and he should be a real superhero. And we see at the very beginning of episode 1 that he's meeting with the group of superheroes from Superman, and he's basically interviewing for membership in the group, but they just mock him the entire time, so he's not taken seriously. Doesn't that sound familiar? Like that literally sounds like the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine. Like trying to be an Avenger and they not really taking, like, okay. All right. Yeah. Funny. Michael Rooker is going to be in this season as well. It says here that Rooker debuts in season 2 as the nemesis to Peacemaker's eagle sidekick, Eagly. His name is Red Saint Wild. He's the world's foremost eagle hunter who is on a mission to kill Eagly. We thought Eagly was probably the most popular character from season 1, and so in season 2, he has his own story with his nemesis played by none other than the despicable Michael Rooker. My question for you is, real quick, who said that Eagly was like the most popular character? Like where did the, like, I don't remember seeing Eagly like trending. I don't see people being like, man, we need an Eagly spinoff. Like, who told you that the eagle was the best part? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying it was terrible, but I don't remember being like, ooh, this is the best part of Peacemaker. This feels like you thought Eagly was the best part. You thought it was just so funny, and you decided to emphasize it. I'm just saying, I don't know who or where this public outcry for more Eagles came from. The only Eagle I've ever seen be talked about was Eagle Man. Okay, and that's a Chicago native right there. Eagle, I've got something for you. That's the only Eagle I've ever seen people talk about. I ain't seen nobody talk about no Eagly like that. So I don't know what James Gunn is talking about. Good luck. Good luck trying to make that a focus of the thing. But anyway, that is your update for Peacemaker season 2. I'll be watching. I will be watching, but we'll see. We'll see how good this is or not. You guys let me know, how do you feel about the Peacemaker updates? Is this something you're looking forward to? Did you enjoy the first season? Was Eagly great for you? Did you love Eagly? I don't know. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Let's stay on the DCU. So, Superman is coming out soon, and it comes out in July, so that's about almost a month and a half from now. And I have medium expectations for Superman. I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it'll be just fine. I think the movie can make $500 million just off of the brand name on its own, right? Everybody and their mama knows who Superman is. So if there's a Superman movie out there, it's hard to imagine people won't want to go see this just out of curiosity, just off of that. So we've gotten the trailers. I have not watched the trailers. I've only watched the first trailer, and because I don't like it when they show too much. So of course you have the Snyderites that are like, oh, I hate this movie, and all right, like the pre-hate is wild. It's wild. But we do have some things that were dropped on this, and it seems like, actually, let me play that first. Because we have some footage that was given by WB. Let me see, where is it at? And I did want to play. Okay, I do want to play this first because this is like a little teaser for Superman, and it's basically showing you Superman on set. So David Cornsweet, who is playing Superman, this just shows you him on set. So let's check this out real quick.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Good work.
How is Superman to work with?
He's fun.
Nice work, everybody. High fives. Boom. Boom. I did meet Columbus. Plays. Well, you're doing great work today. Well, it looks like they might be ready. Are you guys ready?
One step back. Let's roll, please. Ready and action!
Look at that. Look at that. Superman loves the kids. Superman loves the kids. I love that. I love that for so many reasons. One, how is anybody about to sit here and pre-hate a wholesome version of Superman like that? Are y'all mad because Superman didn't go snap the necks of all them kids? Y'all mad because Superman didn't walk around and start crying in front of the kids? Like, what are we talking about here? That was amazing. This is what I want Superman. This is what I believe Superman should look like. David Cornsweet sounds like the part. He looks like the part. The kids love him. I don't even care if it was fake marketing. You're selling a story. And that's the story that should be sold. I'm in. And I want to take a moment because what this reminded me of and what this did for me was I want people to understand that feeling. I want you to see and to think about how you felt watching Superman with these kids and seeing how they look up to him, how not even just these kids in the movie, but like just in general, the little kids that dress up like him and all that. And I want you to remember this is what T'Challa, the Black Panther, was for Black kids specifically and other kids all around the world. I want you to remember that the same energy that Superman has on kids, that is what Black Panther T'Challa specifically has and had on children. So when people don't understand, when I talk about, hey, we need to make sure that T'Challa is back, recast, all of that, it's for that same reason and that same emotional impact that Superman has. So if you don't get it, if you don't understand, T'Challa is our Superman, right? What Superman is for those kids, that's what T'Challa it was for everybody else, you know, that had never seen a superhero that looked like them. So I want y'all to just, this is what I'm talking about. When I talk about T'Challa and the white counterpart heroes, they should have the same treatment because y'all would never get rid of Clark Kent Superman and break those little kids' hearts like that. Y'all would not do that. Now, in addition to this, we got some more videos here. And this is something else that I really appreciate from David Cornsweat, because if you had seen him before, this guy was like, you know, I mean, he's a tall guy, but he was not like the biggest guy.
Getting better.
Right? But my man he's put in the work. He's put in the work. Okay? And let's just take a look at this.
It's not about getting better, it's about getting bigger. That was 4. This is the last one. I'm just not strong enough yet. But I'll be that strong in a week. Okay. It's been a hell of a week at the office. Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
There is something inspiring about when you get to see an actor dedicating themselves to the gym for the role because they know how important it is to train, to work out, to get bigger. He's gotten a whole lot bigger and swoller for this role. One might think that he even cares. One could say that he really wants this role to work. Has anyone checked on Finn Jones? Hold on. Y'all know. Time for a quick check-in. Just see. Let's just see. What's he doing? Oh! Still sleep. Has he even posted anything new? Let's see. No. Not even a new post. Y'all don't even get more camping trips. Y'all don't get no. Oh my gosh. Look at him. In the water. He's not in the water. He got his little tank top. No art. No nothing. Nothing. Still got some sleeping though. My man catching them Z's. Please recast Iron Fist. Anywho, one other thing that WB has done here, James Gunn specifically, and I'm a little curious about this. Because as we know, we've seen WB, especially with James Gunn, make some curious moves, right? The Flash was not the best movie, and they kind of stepped ahead of the, they put the cart before the horse with the Flash, and they were doing all this stuff, and it backfired, and the movie flopped. But right now, they're trying something different, slightly, and it says here, James Gunn is set to deliver a final and locked cut of Superman by next Friday. That will be 5 weeks before July 11th's release date, and it's said to be a major sign of studio satisfaction. Now, if you have been following my channel, you guys know I have told you the inside insights and sometimes the trade secrets of the industry. I have told you guys about how it is a yellow flag if a studio does not, if they show too much in the trailer, right? If you showing too much, that's a yellow flag. I've also told you guys how it's a red flag when the studio doesn't want to show a screening of the movie and they wait all the way until like the Tuesday or Wednesday right before the movie comes out on that Thursday, basically trying to undercut the press and, people with access to badmouth the movie potentially, right? That's the red flag. This is, I think, probably closer to a yellow flag, maybe, and it could be close to almost an orange flag, because 5 weeks is a long time. 5 weeks is usually, and this is if you're lucky, if you're on the A tier of the press, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Channel 5 News, whatever, the top tier people in the press, when you guys are doing the red carpets and stuff, y'all get that early access. If James Gunn, because I saw something online about how they were going to go around the world and they were going to do all these fan screenings. If you're doing fan screenings before the press and the media get to see it, that's an orange flag. Maybe it is true that you do feel very strongly and you're satisfied with this movie and you just want to get the fans out there. However, statistically, it doesn't make sense for you to bypass the press, because while you might show, let's say, 200 people the Superman movie, those 200 people are not going to have the word of mouth or the ability to go viral compared to just one media outlet that reaches 9 million people, right? Or one TV outlet that can reach 15 million people or whatever. So it is a sign of caution that this might backfire, because why are you trying to hide it from the press? Who could be, if you really got a banger, they could be your best asset for marketing. Now, why is this also kind of potentially dangerous? Because we have trust issues. It's hard. Y'all tried this. Y'all tried the early advanced screeners with a little movie called Aquaman 2. You also tried it with The Flash. So what you are satisfied with has not proven to always convey a success with the rest of the audience. You didn't try to hide Aquaman 2. You should have. You didn't try to hide The Flash. You should have. So right now, that same energy that you gave to 2 bad movies, you're giving it to Superman, which again, I think Superman will be good, but your track record has proven to give me doubts of what you think is supposed to be good or not. That's why I think this is kind of, I'm like, you said this is good. Okay. And you not showing it to the press? And you got a shaky track record? So anyway, what do y'all think about Superman coming out? How do you feel about the portrayal of Superman with the kids training and this early 5 week in advance getting ready to show this movie off? How do y'all feel? Let me know. Are you excited for Superman? Is this something you're looking forward to or not? I don't know. Maybe maybe you're a Snyderite. Maybe you don't like him. I don't know. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. JN Finn Jones, aka Great Value Justin Timberlake. Man. Listen, all I know is if this man is not Iron Fist, he better not cry. He better go cry a river somewhere else. Leave us out of it. Like that. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I have a trailer here that I was thinking about playing for y'all. And I think it is a horror trailer. I haven't seen it. It was sent to me. I think it's a horror trailer. I think it has Pete Davidson in it, the comedian. It's called Home. I'm a little nervous to play it, only because I know we got some scaries in here. We got some scary heads in here. So are y'all okay watching a horror movie trailer? I cannot guarantee this is going to be scary, and I don't know. So if y'all are okay, I'm giving y'all a heads up. Hold on, let me go ahead and put it up. Okay, let me load this up real quick. But this is the time if you need to take a break, you got to go do something. This is the time. This is the time because I don't. Yeah, Pete Davidson, right? That's him, right? Okay. So anyway, that's your little warning. We about to do what we do. Check this out. Let's get ready. Now, I will say the fact that Pete Davidson's actually in a horror movie is very weird, but I'm willing to give this a shot. So let's see.
Hey man, I'm not gonna hurt you.
What's going on? Okay, that's a hell of a way to start.
You saw how clean this place was coming in?
Yes, sir.
Your job is to keep it that way.
And no 4th floor, darling. Those patients need special care. Off limits to you.
First of all, hold on. If a black woman tells you not to do something, listen. I don't even know what's about to happen. All I can tell is if a black woman sits here and tells you, don't go over there, it's probably in your best interest not to go over there. But if that were the case, we wouldn't have a movie. So clearly he's going to go on his 4th floor. So let's see what else happens.
These are good people. They deserve comfort in their twilight years.
Oh, hell no. Old people?
Here to get your garbage.
You know, you've got interesting eyes.
No. What the hell is that? No.
There's something very wrong with this place. Something terribly wrong.
clock out. Nope. I'm not talking.
Hey man, I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm not talking.
It's time to play by the rules.
What's going on?
Oh, they also get out type stuff?
Sometimes, when things are bad on the outside, we have to look on the inside.
Nah. Knock, knock, not me. Not there. No thanks. All right. So first and foremost, looks interesting. I'm definitely not going. I don't see myself going to the theaters for that. I do think that the trailer showed probably a little too much. What have I told y'all? I have told y'all this time and time again. It's two things. It's only two things in scary movies that you need to look out for. Two things. Does anybody remember the two things I've told y'all that is consistent in horror movies? Two things. Little white kids and old white ladies. All the time. Every time. Little kids and old people. All the time. They are the scariest things in the world. FTK and forget them old people. Leave them in the dust. Like, do you know how just from that trailer, I would have quit my job 3 times. 3 times. Sally on the 4th floor, she done made a mess. Oh well. Get somebody else to do it. It's literally above me now. No, thank you. Nah, G. So I feel like that's a streaming movie, if anything. It looks interesting, from the creators of The Purge, so that they got at least a little bit of standing with that. But yeah, it wouldn't be me. Would not be me. Y'all let me know, what did you think about the home trailer? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Well. Harry Potter. Here we go. In case you did not know, Harry Potter is a well-known book franchise, book series, and movie franchise that has busted onto the scene of pop culture. The movies have made billions of dollars. The books are beloved by a bunch of people. I've never read the books. I've watched all the movies. And recently there has been HBO is like, yo, we about to cash in on this, right? There have already been spinoffs with the Magical Beasts or whatever. Those were terrible movies. And now they're going to make a TV series, right? Now, we've talked about some of the casting for the TV series, and some of it has garnered some backlash, maybe some warranted, whatever. But recently, we got news that the full cast, like the main 3, right? The big players have finally been cast, and now we know who they are. So you have here, let's see, Dominic McLaughlin as Harry Potter, right there. Arabella Stanton as Hermione Granger, and Alistair Stout as Ron Weasley. First of all, perfect casting right here. Getting Ron, perfect casting, straight up. This right here too, Dominic, great casting. And here's unfortunately the subject of today, which is this 11-year-old girl, Arabella, who apparently has not passed the skin test for some people out there. It is part of a continuous trend that we are starting to see in today's society where the minority, I don't even want to call them the fandom, because at this point, I don't even believe there's people that are fans of the franchise. But you have the small group of people in the corner of the dark corners of social media that just so happen to have an issue with anyone that is just not male, straight, and white. If you can't cross off them 3 boxes, they will find something wrong. Something. It gets so bad that comments have to be turned off. Now, in case y'all forget, now this ain't the first time. Like I said, it's not the first time the Harry Potter TV franchise has had this issue. Papa Asidu, my man got confirmed to play Snape, Professor Snape. And people had an issue with that. Now, I had a slightly different issue with it, right? Y'all took a black man and put him in a role where he is going to be despised, untrusted, and just looked at as like, you know, the bad guy, right? So that, I was just like, why y'all put a brother in that position? Right? Why you put the brother in that position? So there's that issue, but, you know, I don't really care. The reason why I didn't care is because the creator, J.K. Rowling, she has to sign off on all of this. She signs off on everything. So to me, if the creator is on board with something, I'm not going to argue at all. I don't care. I don't care. Now, I do have a slight issue with how this is also being put out there. And Variety, I'm going to call y'all out. Because y'all could have, y'all were fine. You know, this wasn't Variety specific post, but it's one thing if you just make a general post, you post the 3 kids, you put their names, you are reporting the news. Got no problem with that. You're reporting the news. You can't always help what ignorant people are going to say, but your job is just to report the news. Y'all went out of y'all way to post these kids individually. And I have a strong belief that y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all posted these kids individually when you didn't have to, and you put this girl on blast. And this is what I mean when I be talking about like the outrage and stuff. I just go to the comments. Nobody even cared about Ron. This was great casting, right? Nobody even cared. 28 little comments right there. Just 28. Harry, you would think you the main star. 59 little comments. 59. Arabella, 407 comments. And I can already tell you right now, it's a mixture of people saying, hey, don't bully these kids. Hey, oh my God, the comments are terrible. And of course, racist, sexist comments as well. More so racist than anything. What is this? Since when was Hermione Mexican? Do we even know her ethnicity? And why are you even asking? I've seen comments, and this was on, I want to say, yeah, this was on Discussing Film, which had to close their comment section down because, you know, racism. I've seen people say ignorant stuff like, do we have to call ICE on Hermione now? And I've seen them say other things that are far worse that I'm just not even going to entertain. Once again, The creator, J.K. Rowling, has already come out. She has said she couldn't be happier about the casting of the Harry Potter, Hermione, Ron Weasley, and the HBO adaptation of her beloved books. She could not be happier. The creator of the books is happy. Someone else I saw posted this, said J.K. Rowling said Hermione isn't white and called the idiot who insisted it, saying so. What do they say here? While the vast majority of people responded positively to the casting decision, Rowling said, I had a bunch of racists telling me that because Hermione turned white, that is, lost color from her face after a shock, she must be a white woman, which I have a great deal of difficulty with, but I decided not to get too agitated about it and simply state quite firmly that Hermione can be a black woman with my absolute blessing and enthusiasm. Rowling has also pointed out that there is no reason why Hermione should be white. The books don't explicitly mention her race or skin color, and she is often portrayed as black in fan art. Now, I have not read the books, but I do know that some people have pointed this out, saying that this is, I guess, one way they've been portrayed. Someone else pointed out that Hermione's white face, even though Rowling is saying, yes, it was a white face because it was shocked and the color left her face. So make of that what you will. I will usually lean with the actual author and not somebody's random interpretation. I'll go with the person that came up with the idea over everyone else. This has gotten so bad that HBO has had to disable the comments on their social media platforms. It says on the Instagram post was filled with negative and bigoted comments targeted towards the three young actors, most notably Arabella, the new Hermione. The ethnicity of the English-born actress was the target of most of the backlash, so much so that when the casting was announced, the phrase Arabella Stanton ethnicity was trending on Google. The racist comments under the post have since been removed by HBO Max. You also see here some of the YouTubers posting things like, this is fine. They're putting the kids in the thumbnails. Did they go full Snow White? Here we go again. What I find interesting is that, actually, it's not interesting. These are the same commenters, content creators, supporters of those content creators. These are the same people who will swear up and down that it's not about race and it's not about gender. It's not about none of that. These are the same people that say that. And in case you forgot, these are the same people that I addressed when it came to Ironheart. The trailer for Ironheart, they had to disable the comments, and look, they have to do the same thing for the poster. I wonder why. These same individuals will swear up and down that it's not about race, it's not about gender, but then they will go and also complain about the woke agenda. What is the woke agenda? First of all, most of y'all can't even have a consistent definition of what that means, but we already know what it means. It means anyone or anything that is not straight, white, and male. If it's not straight, white, and male, it's problematic and woke. And the reason why you know that is because by your fruits, we can judge. We can tell by the fruits of your actions, because I don't see half of this energy when mediocre white characters are put out on a TV show, a movie, or whatever, y'all miraculously find the strength and the energy to be quiet and mind your business. When you don't like something, when it's a white male lead character, you don't have a problem if you're not interested in it, or even if the character is not the way that you think it should be. But God forbid, it's a black person, it's a minority person, it's a woman, it's someone that's not, heterosexual. All of a sudden, you care about comic accuracy. All of a sudden, you care about the accuracy in the books. Never mind that the actual author told you, I'm okay with this. You have to let your prejudice and bigotness overcome all of that because you can't help yourself. And I think what really bothers me the most, besides the fact that that is already ridiculous, that y'all use wokeness as a scapegoat and you try to use it as a cover for your bigotry, why don't we have a freaking line? I'm trying my hardest not to cuss right now. These are children. I have an 11-year-old daughter. That same age as this girl right now. I would be so infuriated if I saw my daughter living out her dream, getting this crazy, amazing opportunity, only for some jerks, some a-holes online to sit here and tear her down because she's not the right skin tone for their bigoted minds. Y'all would have to see me in the streets. Every single one of y'all. Forget them 100 gorillas and, the 100 men in a gorilla. Y'all gonna have to see me. Why don't y'all have any decency? And here's the thing. Because I know somebody stupid about to come on here and be like, but the book and the accuracy. Shut up. Not one person has changed the books. If you loved the accuracy and the pinpointed, stuff that they talk about in the books, go read the books. If you love the visual depiction of the movies, go watch the movies. No one is forcing you to watch the TV show. Why do you have to try to steal other people's joy for something that you don't like? I keep telling y'all, this stems from a mental condition of white supremacy ideology that just so happens to blend with colonizer mindsets. You have the inability to mind your own business when you don't like something, to let other people just enjoy it. You have to impose it. You have every right to not like it. You have every right, which is wild, by the way, because you haven't even seen the show. Can we also acknowledge that? You haven't even seen the show that you already have a problem with, because how do you know that maybe they didn't make an upgrade to the show? How do you know that maybe this show is going to show you something different than what the books did? Different does not always mean bad. Why do you have to think? That the second a different ethnicity is placed, that it is inferior to whiteness? Isn't that the textbook definition of racism? That one race has got to be more better than the other? Isn't that the textbook? I know some people don't like to accept the more nuanced version of racism, but isn't that the basic fundamental definition of racism? If it's not white, it's not right. Can we also just talk about the fact that it's fiction? We ain't talking about historical accuracy. How you gonna be upset about some wizards? Some fake wizards. that fly brooms and stuff in there. What are y'all talking? What is wrong with y'all? Over some kids? Man. It blows my mind that like people don't get tired of this. Why don't you just get tired of exerting energy and stuff you supposedly don't like? Why don't you get tired of like being racist? Don't that take up too much of your time and energy? If you're supposedly a fan that likes certain things, why don't you spend your time and energy on the things that you like? Anyway, this is disgusting behavior. It is ridiculous behavior. It is abhorrent. I hope that we get back to a time where collectively we come together and stand up for what's right. Bullying kids is never okay. Being bigoted against genders is never okay. Being racist is never okay. Grow up. Anyway, what do you guys think about this Harry Potter backlash? Supposedly, how are you feeling? I hope WB does a lot more, and I want to make sure I say this. I hope WB, you guys need to do everything in your power to protect these kids. Everything, because I find it incredibly hard to believe that y'all didn't anticipate some backlash. Somebody in your marketing PR team had to have been like, man, after that Papa Asidu, you know how they gonna be acting if we go and hire her. She didn't pass the skin test. You knew that. So I hope WB is doing everything in their power to protect these kids. I hope they don't have social media accounts. And if they do, I hope somebody is taking over their accounts to block them from that nonsense. Don't let them see all these stupid comments out there that can literally damage these kids' psyche. Protect them kids. Protect them kids from these stupid adults, please. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Tracy, Amazon Prime screening Superman on 7/7. Spoilers, yeah, like that. I think that will be let's see. So that's on a Monday, I believe. That's probably what's interesting about that is, and I haven't gotten my invite for Superman yet. That might be the same day that the press get to see it as well. That's a sneaky tactic too, because if you sitting here showing it at the same time as the press, now you get to manipulate the numbers. Keep in mind, this is sometimes a numbers game. Remember, Rotten Tomatoes, they have the press, the critic rating, and then they have the fan rating. So, and it does not take a lot. All you need, I want to say it was like a 500. All you need is like 500 or so many votes or reviews from fans to like something just enough to make it scorching hot or whatever the new Rotten Tomatoes rating is for the fans. And so if Superman is bad, and if critics are like, nah, this did not work, this was not it, and if it's rotten, they will have that cover of the fan vote because they released it at the same time. So that's smart on their end if this movie is actually good. So let's hope for their sake that, it works out on both ends, but we'll see. JN, if you think about it, Snape being black makes sense. Sure. Listen, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan like that. So this is not something where, I have like a huge dog in this fight. I'm just like, man, if the author is cool with it, what am I going to complain about? I don't care, right? Like, I'm not that tied to this, but yeah, sure. JN, Snow White just needed a better acting evil queen. Yeah, I avoided that. I heard the whatchamacallit, old girl did a good job. Not the queen. Nah, Wonder Woman did not. She didn't hit. Not at all. Baker, what you got? Big Potter fan. Hermione, who cares? Now, Ron, that's different. He's known for red hair. Yes, that is true. But Snape, I'm not feeling it at all. And I'm black. He's also my favorite character, so I expected someone else. Okay. I mean, again, I don't have any tie to this. I think that, and some of y'all book readers can correct me, I think Snape actually was depicted as a white guy with long black hair or something like that. I think, not to say that his race mattered, but I do think that he at least was portrayed specifically that way, whereas Hermione might have had a little wiggle room. I don't know. Now, what I'm curious about is if that's even going to make a difference in the show, right? Like, are they going to, because I don't know that world, right? Like, does racism even factor in the Harry Potter world like that? I know it does if you're from Magic, and if you're not from Magic, the Mudbloods or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, does being black matter in Harry Potter? I don't know. Maybe they'll add something to it. Maybe. I don't know. But thank you so much, Baker. I appreciate you. Let's see. ILL. Remember when J.K. Rowling had to come out and defend the black actress from racist for playing Hermione? Yeah. As mentioned, like, that's why she was like, yo, I'm okay with this. She had to come out and say that because, people was going to attack them anyway. So, I know J.K. Rowling has a long past of not having the best reputation, right? Like, I ain't trying to hype her up like that. But in this specific case, I'm cool with her defending the black people, obviously defending her characters and this is her IP. Okay. This is her creation. She can do whatever she wants with it. I'm fine with that. Omar, what you got? She resembles Emily Watson to me. It's funny, and I've been hearing this more so from Harry Potter fans than anything. A lot of fans was like, man, Emma Watson was not even close to what Hermione was supposed to look like anyway. Like, she was miscast, according to some people. So, whatever. Okay. Whatever. I think that was it. That's not it. Is that it? It's not it. Okay. I gotta do my Star Wars thing, but I'm gonna clip this. So I'm gonna try and make this sound all brand new. So, that way it'll be a better video. All right, Star Wars. Can we talk about it for a second? In case you did not know, I am your host, Emmanuel Eman Noisette, and I am a Star Wars fan. I became a fan after watching the animated Clone Wars series, and that series specifically really helped fix a lot of the issues I had, because the movies, while they were nostalgic, while they had their place in pop culture, they didn't do it for me until I got into the animated series with Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. That storytelling, I thought, did a great job. Now, there have been multiple years since the last Star Wars movie. There have been some pretty good TV shows and some not so great TV shows, right? Shout out to The Mandalorian. Oh my God, what did the Acolyte do? So overall, I think that with the greatness that should come in the potential of Star Wars, it could be better, and I think it will be better if you follow these 10 tips. So I'm going to give you guys my top 10 fixes for Star Wars, and let's go from obviously worst to least. Now, first, let's start off with number 10 and work our way down. I think you have to let the movies feel like events again, right? The Star Wars franchise, I thought that it basically thrived whenever a new movie would come out, because it felt like, oh my gosh, we've been waiting for this for so long. Here we go. right? But like trying to put out Star Wars movie and then a TV show and all this stuff, it's too much too fast. We've seen this also happen with Marvel, where things started to feel like homework, and it was just oversaturation of the Star Wars, or in that case with Marvel, it was too much, and you had more quantity than quality. I believe that you should make the movies and actually let them breathe, right? And by the way, it might also help to stop announcing movies that you're not actually going to do. Okay? Stop talking about, hey, we got this writer and that writer and this director and that director. Stop doing that until you actually have a movie with a finished script, a director, a cast, and you got a trailer ready. Okay? So let's let the movies feel like events. Let's not sit here and over advertise things that are not even in development. Give fans the space to kind of speculate, to get excited, to build anticipation, and most importantly, it gives you the time to learn. If you put more time in between the films, you have time to realize, oh, that really worked. Okay, we're going to keep that. Oh, we shouldn't do this again. Let's stop that. Okay, so let's let the movies feel like events again. Number 9. You have got to expand the genres of the Star Wars franchise. I think Star Wars shouldn't be boxed into the idea that it can only be this big old space opera. Like, Star Wars is so big that I think you can actually move forward and do horrors. You can do fantasy, obviously. You can do a love story. You can do a comedy. You can do even like an espionage spy type of thing, like with Rogue One. You have a lot of opportunities to make Star Wars bigger than what it is, rather than trying to confine it into one little lane in the genre, right? You can do those type of things. And I think what will happen is it'll broaden the appeal to audiences from all different walks of life, and they will be more inclined to get on board with Star Wars overall. Okay. Now, this actually goes into my 8th point, which is you have got to allow the Star Wars franchise to go dark if it needs to. Not every Star Wars movie needs to go for the PG or PG-13 rating. The franchise has been around since the late 70s, early 80s. Like, there are grown adults with kids that have been watching Star Wars. Let the franchise grow up with the audience. When you explore more mature, even R-rated content, Star Wars can address much more complex themes. It can deliver raw emotion. It can hit harder with audiences. You can even get more violent. You can do those type of things for people that are ready to go deeper and more intense with this franchise. Okay. Next up, number 7, I would say that one of the most compelling things about Star Wars is obviously the Force. Go deeper with the Force. The Force is what makes Star Wars so unique, but it has become almost like this vague plot device in recent stories. The franchise, I think, should dig deeper into the origins, into its mysteries, and maybe even the spiritual weight of the Force. Let the Force feel powerful again. Let it mean something profound. Clone Wars, I think the animated series did a very good job in 1 or 2 of the episodes where, you really went to that other planet. You saw those other spiritual beings, the father, and the son and the daughter and all that. You have room to make the Force a bigger mythos that also will add to the overall story for Star Wars as well. Now, let's go to number 6. With that, while you are expanding the Force, I believe that you should also introduce an entirely new concept that rivals the Force. Okay? Imagine like a belief system or a power that challenges the Force on a philosophical or even a spiritual level. A rival idea that would raise the stakes and breathe new life into the mythos. I mean, this to me, I think would create new dynamics in storytelling. It would deepen what we know about the galaxy's balance, for example. And you could think of it as kind of like, let's say, if the force is all around us, right? If the force is nature, it's all around us and all that stuff. What if there was another thing that was inside of us, right? Think of like, I don't know, chi or something like that. I'm just saying, take a whole different concept, maybe from a different dimension, whatever, and have that thing be different from the force, but also counter to it. And what I think it will do is add a whole nother layer to the Star Wars franchise. Now, let's keep going and go to number 5. While you have the force being expanded, and while you might have a new concept of a force, I would also push and encourage that we show more alien cultures that use or view the force differently, right? So the Jedi, the Sith, they're obviously not the only ones in tune with the force. Different species and cultures, they might interpret it in different ways. They might challenge what we think and what we know. And I think showcasing new perspectives would actually enrich the lore, the mythos, and the texture of the force beyond just light and dark side. Mix it up, keep it spicy. I think that would be amazing. Furthermore, let's go to number 4. I think that if you're going to evolve the force and expand it, we have got to change up the fighting styles. And y'all know, if you've been following me at all, you will never, ever go wrong with some ninjas. Can y'all imagine some force ninjas in Star Wars? Oh my God. Do y'all want the monies or not? Okay. Lightsaber combat is iconic. Okay. Not saying we should get rid of that at all, but it can evolve. All right. Let's introduce new martial arts that incorporate the force or some other, entity, energy, or whatever, and bring that energy, the cultural diversity into the action. Think of force-sensitive warriors who blend acrobatic stealth, discipline in ways that we haven't seen before. I remember watching Rogue One and Donnie Yen's character, I am one with the force is one with me, all of that. I thought this dude was going to be a force ninja. Now, he wasn't, but I'm just saying, just that idea got me excited to see, how would a Jedi, Sith, or somebody, I mean, even Darth Maul, when he came out with that two-bladed, lightsaber, that was mind-blowing because it was slightly different than what we were used to. So if you mix up the fighting styles, I think that would be a great way to help fix Star Wars. Now, let's get to the top 3. Number 3, you have got to get out of the past and move this franchise forward into the future, okay? Enough of the same recycled ships and the dusty planets. Star Wars needs to move beyond the original trilogy timeline by a lot. Set the new saga hundreds, thousands of years into the future. Please embrace the new technology, designs, and stuff that reflects our current imagination and not the technical imagination from the 1980s retro futurism. There is no reason Darth Vader should still be walking around with these big old block buttons like it's a toy, or something for a little baby. Like, I'm saying, we get it. The nostalgia was cool because it was done all the way in the 80s. They had to kind of preserve it for the storyline. I understand. But it's okay if we move into the future and update the technology to actually push our imaginations and help us realize This is a new fantasy world that we're in. Let me get to number 2. I think that this easily could have been number 1, by the way. The one thing that comes to mind for almost everyone in Star Wars, whether you're a fan or not, you might not have ever even watched, you have got to create an iconic villain. The villains are usually, on any medium, the most compelling characters that fans and audiences want to see. They have to, I'm not saying they even have to be complex. It's fine if they're complex, but you need a villain that is really going to push the envelope. You need someone that is going to test the heroes in Star Wars that they're just not even going to just be evil, but like make these heroes do some crazy stuff. Make the heroes get to the point where they got to sacrifice. They got to create new strategies. They have to unite. They got to do everything and anything because that villain over there is that big of a problem. The antagonist, the villain, they should be intelligent. They should be driven. They should not just be one-dimensional. Make them complex. Make them deep enough where you can cast a long shadow over the entire saga. That's what Darth Vader was, right? Darth Vader, you didn't need nobody bigger than Darth Vader in the original trilogy because he was that man. He was that dude. He was that problem. He was a menace for everybody. I need them to tap into the same energy that Darth Vader had when he was walking through that little corridor at the end of Rogue One. That is the energy and the vibe, the aura that the new villain should have, and it should be a problem for everybody, okay? A compelling villain raises the stakes and gives audiences a reason to root even harder for the heroes. Now, before I get to number 1, let me go ahead and just say honorable mention, and if you've been watching my channel, you already know where I'm going with this. Bring back Mace Windu. Okay, Samuel L. Jackson has never been shy about wanting to come back to the franchise, and Mace Windu's fate was never truly confirmed on screen. Bringing him back could bridge the generations of fans. It could give a beloved character the arc that he absolutely deserves. His survival would add a new conflict, purpose, and I think just gravitas to any modern story. Listen, I don't care if you're going to do time travel. I don't care if you're going to bring him back through the Force. Bring back Mace Windu. Black Jedi lives matter. Now, let me get to number 1. And this actually might be something that many of you have also felt and thought of as well. But the number 1 thing to fix Star Wars, you have got to find a new hero or another family to follow. You have to move away. It's time to leave the Skywalker saga alone. I know a lot of people will swear up and down, well, Star Wars is all about the Skywalkers. That's only because that's all you know. That's only because that's all they tell you. Nothing in Star Wars has forced, no pun intended, the story to only be about the Skywalkers. Are they important? Absolutely. Have they had their time in the sun? Yes. But the galaxy is massive. The Force didn't start nor end with the Skywalkers. Introduce a brand new hero, or fine, another family line that fans can rally behind. Start fresh. Build them from scratch with the depths, the flaws, and the triumphs of this new family or this hero. A new character or characters. It gives audiences someone to grow with, and it feels like the franchise will have the opportunity to do something else important with those characters and make them earn it. Don't just put the characters out there just to put them out there. You have to make them earn it. And the one way I would kind of recommend is look at Game of Thrones. Take a family or even a main character and model it close to the Starks, right? You had obviously certain characters in the Stark line who you thought were going to be the ones and they weren't. And then you had ones that you weren't paying attention and they were the secret hero the whole time. You can subvert expectations. You could do a whole lot with this family that will get us all together to back them. And that is how you can create a generational franchise, which Star Wars wants to be. Move away from the Skywalkers. It's time. Let's get some new blood in there. That's not Rey. But anyway, listen, I don't think that these ideas abandon fans' love for Star Wars. I think they only enhance it. A lot of times what you end up having is a lot of gatekeeping where true Star Wars fans who have read the books that are no longer canon will gatekeep new ideas that come out. No. We need to move past that. We need to get to a point where everything starts new. I'm not saying reboot the whole thing, but it just starts at a new point where now we're all on the same page. We're learning the same characters. We're learning the new information at the same time. Can't nobody be like, but in the comics, it did that. No. We're not doing any of that. We're going to be on this journey together. We're going to have fun together. We're going to cry together. We're going to, scream and have fun together. That is how you fix Star Wars. And I think that's how you can continue the good legacy of George Lucas of what he started. So anyway, what do you guys think about my top 10 ideas to fix Star Wars? Are these ideas, if they were implemented, would this make you a Star Wars fan? Would this get you interested in Star Wars? Would this rekindle your fandom for Star Wars? Whatever you think, please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh my God, I am tired. I am tired. I can't wait to read all of y'all comments. I haven't read anything. I was trying to stay in the zone. I was trying to stay in the zone. I will clip this. I will make it something later. But yeah, please feel free to let me know. Oh gosh, that was hard. All right. Stag, what you got? They could do a live action show focused on Galen Merrick, aka Darth Vader's apprentice. Yes, that's fine too. I'll take that. That's fine. I'm with that. Yes. Thank you so much. GA, give us a family like a TV series like The Bear. Sure. You can do that too. Listen, mix it all up. I think the more variety that you have, the better you have an opportunity of getting more fans. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me give some love here. Thank you so much to Low Key. Thank you for the $25 Cash App. I appreciate you keeping the lights on. I really do. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, ma'am. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Oh, okay. I got my man Larry. I told you I'll come back to it. So Larry, you said here, yo, E-Man saw Bring Her Back last night, and oh man, that movie was messed up. Great performances all around as well. I recommend it. So I too have seen Bring Her Back. I did not know if you guys would actually want a review for this because I didn't think that this movie was it's definitely not, this ain't for y'all. I don't think it's for the average person. This movie is 110% for I wouldn't even say it's for like average horror fans. I think it's a niche horror that yeah, I don't know if it's going to be for everybody. I'll say that. So if you guys want, I can give you a quick summary of my thoughts on it. If you want to read what I had to say, you can go to themovieblog.com. That is where I actually write a lot of my reviews. And that is where you can so if you don't see a review from me as a video or in the live stream, usually I will write these, as well. This is why I laugh whenever people they don't understand. They're like, you're just a YouTuber. No, I write. Like I write as well. Like I do the real critic thing right there. So if you want to read the full thing, you can go there. I can give you guys just a quick synopsis of what I was thinking for this movie. Let me take this off real quick. I'm not going to do a full review because I already know this is not going to be for everybody. So for those of you that have read it, seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Performances, great. A lot of these actors are new. The young woman, Sora Wong, she's the blind girl in there. This was her first time acting. I thought she did a fantastic job. And the other actors, Billy Barrett, the brother, good job. What was that other kid's name? Jonah Phillips, who played Oliver. Yeah, you know how to play weird, all right. He did a good job as well. But of course, Sally Hawkins. I mean, Sally Hawkins absolutely steals the scene. She's the weird, crazy foster mother. Every time she's on screen, you're like, what is this lady doing? Like, what is her problem? What is happening? I liked how they used Piper, the blind girl. I like how they used her disability in the story. I thought that it made sense. I liked how it created obstacles for the characters. It made me, and I think the audience, want to root for her even more because of all the physical and emotional things that she had to endure, right? So she was probably one of the most empathetic characters in there. What else? You also have, I think, the themes, I think, were really good. The themes of grief, obviously. The directors, they did a good job with that, and Talk to Me as well. They found a way to make grief the real monster in this movie. So I thought they did a very good job with that. And of course, I mean, listen, it's the gore. The highlight in this movie is the violent gore that is in this. This movie is incredibly violent. It is very brutal. It is, shout out to the makeups and prop effects team, because they made that stuff look real. Like, there's that kitchen scene, and you gonna know it. You will know it. That kitchen scene, I made the terrible mistake of eating food in the theater at that time. I regret every moment of that, because that kitchen scene was a problem. The kitchen scene was a problem. Don't eat. Do not eat when you go into this movie. Just don't. Popcorn, throw it away. All of that. As for what I didn't like, I think that it did get a little too predictable. Now, this was a choice from the directors. Basically, I think they overtipped their hand a little bit. They kind of show you a little bit of like, hey, this is what this character wants to do. This is what they're up to. And for me, I think that it robbed this story of the opportunity to just have a little bit more mystery. Like, they could have strung along the mystery of, the lady's motivations a little bit longer instead of just kind of putting it out there like that. I also think that the mythology, because you're kind of wondering, is this real? Is it not real? I think they could have developed that a little bit more. Same thing happened in Talk to Me, where they kind of tease all this stuff that's going on. You don't know if it's metaphysical, spiritual. Just go into it. Just talk about it. Let's just go deeper into it, because I think that there's more potential there. And as much as I admire the violence and the gore and stuff, I still thought that they leaned too much into it. I think that this movie, it's not scary in this sense, but it was incredibly uncomfortable to watch a lot of those certain scenes. It was kind of like, okay, are you even trying to scare me anymore, or are you trying to disgust me? So that's where I was kind of like, I feel like y'all spent too much time with the props and makeup department to show this gruesome, nasty stuff rather than trying to actually scare people like that, right? So again, if you like that kind of stuff, this movie is for you, right? But I do think overall, this movie was it felt original. It did feel original. Same way Talk to Me felt original, by the way. Both movies were written at the same time. So, I'm not saying they're connected, but you get the same energy from both of the movies because the directors wrote them at the same time. So I do appreciate the originality that it brings to modern day horror. It doesn't feel like every other scripted version or formulaic version. It does feel like it stands on its own. But like I said, it's more gore than it is horror. So, if you're cool with that, maybe okay. Like I said, it's not for everybody. It is very uncomfortable. It's disturbing, more than it is scary. And like I said, don't eat nothing. Don't eat nothing. So when I give it my rating, I do give it a 7 out of 10. And just in case for people that are wondering, how does he come up with stuff? This is how I come up with stuff. I don't just give arbitrary random numbers. That's why when y'all be like, how come a 7 is a 7 for this and a 7 is a 7 for that? It's because I break it down by different things. I'm pro at this now. Okay. I look at the acting, I look at the visuals, I look at the plot, I look at the theme, I look at the watchability, look at the rewatchability. I do the math. So for me, this movie is a 7 out of 10. Good, not great. I still think Talk to Me was better, but it's up to you. It's up to you. Good luck. All right. So there you have it. Larry, I had to give you that one. Appreciate you for the I wasn't planning on reviewing it. I guess I just did. But there you go. What'd you say here? I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but yeah, Sally Hawkins deserves an award for that, in my opinion. I agree. I will nominate her for whatever I can because she gave a phenomenal performance in there. And what was hard was like you didn't know if you just didn't like her or if you felt sorry for her. You really couldn't tell. That's good acting. That is good acting. Larry, back at it. Some stuff was so messed up. We all ended up laughing in the theater, but uncomfortable laughter. Yeah. Nah, listen. Imagine this. The kitchen scene. I'm not going to spoil it. The kitchen scene. As I'm watching the kitchen scene, I'm eating a chicken wing. And as I'm eating the chicken wing, I'm eating the skin off the chicken wing. I'm peeling the meat off. And I'm watching the kitchen scene at the same time. And I'm like, yeah. I couldn't eat my chicken wing. I was hungry. But I couldn't finish my food because of that scene. And it was like, yes, the uncomfortable laughter, that's all you can do. Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. Because I'm sad because I couldn't eat my chicken and I'm trying to laugh so I don't focus on the nastiness that's happening on the screen. Oh my God. Again, I'm eating the chicken, I'm peeling the chicken, and then you're gonna show me that? Yikes. And I couldn't get a refund. I didn't listen, you say you don't know what you were getting into. Me neither. I was just like, oh, it's the Talk to Me guys. I like their movies. Let's check it out. That's all I needed to see. I didn't know I was in for that. Messed me up. And I couldn't get a refund. Messed me up. Oh man, I know some of y'all, if y'all go watch this and y'all see that scene, don't think, and y'all gonna think about chicken wings. Y'all gonna think about chicken wings and y'all gonna see how messed up I got. All right, guys, that is it for today. I went to the Alamo Theater. Great. I went to the Alamo Theater. They had chicken wings there. So shout out to the Alamo. That is all I got for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you so much for that. We don't have Last of Us coming up anymore, so that sucks. I do have some reviews that I will be doing for you guys, somewhat soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We will go ahead and still cover Ironheart, for the haters out there. And I think I can't talk about it yet, but there is a movie that I am watching that we have talked about that I can review next week, maybe. So we'll see. Have I told y'all ninjas are great? I told y'all ninjas are great. I love ninjas. All right, that's all, guys. You know the routine. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. And until next time, see you guys later. Peace.